Hey guys, it's Henry from Mowers and Blowers again. I'm back from a weeks-long vacation in the Bahamas with my buddy Andy and my brother and whole family and all. And I had a great time. You know, it was good to get away from it all. You know, but I landed back at JFK yesterday, and sure enough, the moment I landed, you know, because I went like sort of off the grid, we didn't have internet or anything like that for like a week, so it was crazy, you know. So the minute I turned on my mobile data, whatever, my phone literally just blew up. I had like 300 text messages, you know, from my tractors and stuff like that, you know, but they come and go, you know. There's nobody that's solid who, you know, maybe really wants to buy it or something. I have a few that still bugging me about it, but, you know, I got to catch up, so, you know, I'm kind of busy today. So one of the text messages was this dude who looked at my Craigslist listing, and he says, hey, you want to come and pick up my lawn tractor? And so I said, yeah, sure. Can you send me a picture? Because if it's a piece of crap, you know what I'm saying, I'm not driving far away to get it, you know what I'm saying? He said the engine's blown. It's a John Deere LA105, I think. Anyway, it was in Blue Point, Long Island, which is, I've got a tractor from there before. Actually, I think that's where my Murray without the engine came from. But anyway, so I just pulled back into this guy's driveway. I'm here, and here's what it looks like. Truck is running hinky again. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna have to work on getting a van or something like that, you know. Nice house. Here it is. John Deere, oh sorry, LA105. I'm not sure what that means. Lawn tractor, I'm sure. He says that is blown engine. Tires feel good. Oh, okay. It's a Briggs & Stratton 19.5 horsepower. This looks just like Husqvarna has something like that. Tires look good. See, this deck actually looks like could fit on my truck. Would I be able to get this on there without taking off the deck? That would be a bonus, man. Because it looks like it will. That would be awesome. Anyway, guy's giving it to me for free. Just says the engine's blown. But regardless, man, it looks all there, and it's a John Deere, you know? Looks almost just like that Scott's that I just got the other day, you know? You know, I'm going to have 3 tractors with no engine. What am I going to do with them? Anyway, I'm going to try to load this up by myself, as usual. And hope I get home with it. My Mowers and Blowers pickup is on its way out, seriously. No, that was easy enough. The only issue was that the deck wouldn't go on top there. It's just too heavy for me. Managed to get this one on top. So that's on top of that wheel well riding. But it's just scraping it, see? So I couldn't even get it to budge, just to move, you know, it's kind of like stuck there. So I wasn't able to push it all the way in. Even though it has about another 6 inches or 8 inches or so to push, it just won't move anymore, so I don't think it'll fall off. I've got the tailgate kind of propped up like this with tow cables. Oh, it seems a little precarious, doesn't it, fellas? You know what, man? This will have to do. This will have to do. Got the brake on, and it's tied down again over here, so guess it ought to be all right. I hope. Anyway, didn't take much that long. It rolled pretty well, as you guys saw. And, well, I'm just going to drive slow, I guess. I'm going to go home now. See you guys later. So I'm back home now. As you guys saw, I got this off really easily. Just slowly pulled it right back, you know? Pulled it right off. So he said the engine's blown. I don't see any obvious signs of an engine blowing, you know? Engine block seems to be intact. There's no apparent overflow of oil, you know, other than just the usual stuff. But that stuff looks kind of old, you know. I don't see any fresh signs of tremendous oil leak. A lot of people may think an engine's blown just from maybe a backfire or something, or it not starting, or, you know, strange noises and stuff. Those could all be carburetor issues, you know. Even if you have a blown gasket, you know, it may seem like it's blown, but in reality, a blown head gasket for these things is not really that tough to fix, you know. If it had a blown gasket, you would see a lot of oil residue right around this area, which I don't see, you know. I'm hoping that this is not a blown engine, because honestly, I'm at a shortage of engines, you know. If this is a blown engine, I'd have 3 tractors with no engines, which is not good. It's definitely not good, because I've taken a long time to find an engine that I need for that Murray for the longest time, and I just haven't been able to acquire one, you know. I'm gonna check the oil, because usually if you have bone dry oil in there, that's a cause for the engine to probably blow. If it has oil in it, I'll check the condition of the oil and maybe give it a crank and see what happens, you know. I don't think it'll work because you know, the meter is not on, which means the battery's dead. Try to give her a jump and just see what the symptoms are. But before I'm able to start working on this thing, I need to make room for it, because I can't keep this thing outside. I'm going to have to park these 2 little ones in the backyard again, so I have at least garage space for me to work, you know. With the engine not running, I don't want to keep pushing it back and forth, so it just has to stay somewhere. Let's try to figure out how old this is, or what year it is. You can find the damn label. I have no idea. Oh. Let's see there. Why? Why does it take so long to figure out how old this is? No, these are just tire pressure specs and a maintenance label. Seat's in pretty good shape. It's obviously a 5-speed. Manual PTO. It's got the Rio button, which is reverse operation. I can't find the label, man. There is nothing visible. Yep. There ain't no label, see? Unless it's under there. So it wasn't under there. Why do you guys stick your stickers in front of plain sight? Drives me crazy. Now this part is sticky, you know? I know you want to advertise, but honestly, people get pissed off if you have a nice John Deere instead of you stick your damn sticker over there. Why don't you stick it under the seat or something like that? You know what I mean? So it's not clearly, you know, a distraction and invisible to everybody, you know? That annoys me. So I've got this new baby rolled into the garage, and I anticipate some messiness, so I've got some cardboard down there. I just checked the Earl, and it's like at 1/8. So there's some oil in it. There doesn't look to be any obvious signs of any kind of metal shavings in there or anything, and the oil was, you know, bad. It was black, but it wasn't like tar black. You guys know what I mean. It was more like really dark brown, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't terrible, you know. It still had that oil viscosity that you feel in it. It wasn't like syrupy, not syrupy, watery, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I've looked around, guys. I don't really see any obvious signs of a blown engine, but you never know, you know what I'm saying? I won't know unless I, probably try to start up the engine or something like that, just to at least see if it cranks and stuff like that. It could be something simple, could be something catastrophic, but I won't know unless I crank it up. So I'm going to put a trickle charge onto that battery after I put a multimeter on it to see how much juice it's got right now. I doubt it has any because it was left in the on position, so I'm sure it's bone dead. I'm going to put a trickle charge onto it and charge it for a bunch of hours, and then come back later and triage it some more. But this tractor, just by pushing it backwards and forwards, steering is solid and smooth. Tires are good, right? Rolls really nicely and smooth. Nothing rattles. It's solid, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely thinking that this is a keeper. I'm going to try to fix the engine. If it's, catastrophic, I won't, obviously, and sell it for parts and just try to acquire another engine. I basically need 3 engines, you know what I'm saying? That Scott's by John Deere in the backyard, it's all there too, you know what I'm saying? I know I can get that spray paint off, no problem, and, it just needs a battery and an engine, and, I check out the bottom too. I think there's something's up with the deck and the belts and all that stuff, but, and the tires, But, like I said, guys, this is a project, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in any rush, and I've got no deadlines like Gas Monkey Garage, But anyway, so I'll put a charge to this, and I'll talk to you guys later. So I just got home from being out, and looks like the battery is now charged. Took probably all day, 6 or 7 hours. But the battery's not the issue, remember? I did try to start it, and it wouldn't work. So what happened was I text messaged the guy who gave it to me, and this is what he said. So those were the same symptoms that I encountered trying to turn the engine, and it wouldn't turn. Even using my hands, 2 hands, trying to spin it either way, wouldn't budge. So it sounds like, obviously the engine seized. When I checked the oil, it was a smidgen of oil, right? So I think that it was a lack of oil. The guy was using it. The engine was running extremely hot. It needed more oil. It didn't get it. So it basically just seized. Piston seized into the bore and just stopped the engine right there and then. Fortunately, though, the connecting rods or anything else didn't pop out of the engine block and destroy the integrity of the engine block. There could be obviously some major damage in there, but if the engine seized immediately, right, there may or may not be those kind of problems. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add about a quart of oil in there just to soak the engine parts overnight. I'm also going to take the spark plug out and spray a ton of PB Blaster in there. Okay, I'm going to let it soak overnight, and then tomorrow I'm going to roll it out of the garage, and what I'm going to do is take off the top cowling and get to the flywheel with a breaker bar. With that breaker bar and the right socket on there, probably a 7/8 or something like that, I'm going to just go back and forth, with the flywheel, and try to move the piston slowly back and forth, and try to unseize it. If I do unseize it, if I'm lucky enough to unseize it, just fill it up with oil, and I don't know, hopefully that will be it, I have unseized engines before, probably 2 push mowers before. I've done that. I've never wait a minute, have I? You know what? I think I have unseized a riding mower once. And, hopefully that's it. If I did that, man, that would be a big-time score, man. John Deere LA105 lawn tractor. Free. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. So I just put about a quart of oil in there, and I just took the spark plug off, and a lot of carbon buildup, lots of it. So I'm going to clean that off right now. Yeah, it's much better now. Now I'm going to spray some PB Blaster into the chamber. Let it soak overnight. There it is right there. PB Blaster, some of the best stuff out there. There's the hole. Looks like I can get the straw in there pretty well. Generous amount. Just let it soak in there. Ooh, it's spilling out. You can't see it. Yeah, alright, so that's a good amount. Alright, and let it soak overnight. And see what we can do tomorrow by taking the cowling off and getting a breaker bar with a 15/16 or 7/8 ratchet socket on there. And just get a breaker bar and just move it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until it starts to move around a little bit. Once you can get it broken free from any possible rust or anything like that on the bore, maybe we can loosen it up. And then once you free up the motor, we're going to give it a try and start it up and see if it runs okay. Hopefully no rods or you know, things are bent in there. So all right, well that's my video for today on how I acquired this today. Absolutely free John Deere LA105. See you guys next time.